What's up, everybody? This is my NXT review for tonight's show, May 11th, 2016. It was a okay show. Not the best show, not the worst I've seen. It was just okay. Again, it went by really fast because it's only 1 hour. It fucking just flies by each and every single Wednesday. I'm glad the NXT TakeOver is coming up June 8th. In over a month, it's coming up, or less than a month away. I'm glad it's coming up because it won't be 1 hour long, and it won't fly by that quickly. And I'm sure it'll be a pretty damn good show. That will be headlined by the final moments of NXT this week. The main event was made for NXT TakeOver June 8th on the network. So, anyways, I put out a poll. That's why I'm looking at my computer. I asked people to give their thoughts. I should have said, what do you think Finn Balor should do with his career? But instead I said, what are your thoughts on Finn Balor? What should he do next? Should it be Finn Balor versus Joe 3 at TakeOver? That is happening. It's confirmed. Now it is confirmed, but I knew it was happening about 2 weeks ago. Should Finn Balor go to the main roster? That got 20%. Should Finn Balor stay in NXT until SummerSlam? That got 20% of the vote. Finn Balor versus Joe 3 at TakeOver got 60% of the vote. So that's what you people that voted on it think Finn Balor should do. I agree it should be Finn versus Joe in a rematch because Balor deserves a rematch. Because he lost the title, he at least deserves one rematch. So that would take place on June 8th. 5 people voted on my poll, so thanks for voting. 5 people also voted. 5 votes were cast on my next poll. Rate tonight's NXT. Give it the number 3, 6, or 8. 3 got 0% of the vote. 6 got a rating of 6, got 80%, and a rating of 8 got 20% of the vote. So thank you all for voting on my 2 polls I put out during NXT. Now to the show. Kicked off with a Finn Balor Samoa Joe video package. It was pretty damn good stuff. It was very well put together. Up next, Finn Balor comes out to kick off the show. He comes out, gets a big time reaction, big time pop when his music hits. The guy always gets a pop. I was lucky enough to see Finn Balor live in person in January. His entrance was fucking epic. It was tremendous to see Finn Balor live in person in action. So Finn Balor kicks off the show and he starts right away, gets on the microphone and says that he won at NXT TakeOver London. He defeated Samoa Joe and he defeated him at NXT TakeOver Dallas. So he wants his title shot. He brings up that he loves NXT and he wants to be in NXT and he wants his rematch against Samoa Joe. Out comes Elias Sampson. This guy is super annoying. He's just really annoying. He doesn't have that much talent in the ring, in my opinion. The guy's pretty damn boring. I'm surprised Elias Sampson was not released. I'm really surprised he wasn't released. If he doesn't get released this year, I bet you anything, in 2017, Sampson will be released. Because I don't see the guy going far at all. I just don't. So Sampson comes out singing and playing his guitar and singing. That was pretty funny, but it was annoying. And then he gets in the ring and tells Finn Balor that he's no longer a champion, so he's a loser and he can't beat Samoa Joe. Finn Balor just basically falls backwards, kicks him in the head, takes him out. That was great. Then picks up his guitar, plays it a little bit. That was pretty funny. Up next, we had a promo from Eric Young from a WWE.com promo that Kathy Kelly did with Eric Young 1 or 2 weeks ago. They showed that. Eric Young said he's happy to be in NXT. NXT is a place to be because it's on fire, and I agree with that. It was good to see Eric Young in an interview on this week's show. I read reports that Eric Young has not signed a contract with WWE. I don't know if that's true. Maybe the guy has a handshake deal with Triple H and he'll work NXT on just like being paid per appearance. Maybe he doesn't want a contract. I don't know. So maybe he can work indies also. Up next, after the EY promo, we had, and by the way, Elias Sampson was booed like crazy when the guy was talking and playing his guitar and trying to sing. He can't sing for shit. He sucks. Up next, we have Finn Balor. Or not Finn Balor, after Finn Balor backstage promo. After he kicked Elias Sampson in the head, took him out. He's in a backstage promo, says tonight that he'll talk about Samoa Joe and he'll get to the business he has to get to with Samoa Joe. But first, Finn Balor says he is going to kick Sampson's ass. That's what's first on his list tonight. Up next, American Alpha comes out. The NXT Tag Team Champions, American Alpha, great fucking tag team. Love those guys. Great talents. Jason Jordan, Chad Gable, awesome talents. They've got it all. They're a hell of a tag team. American Alpha up against, I didn't catch their names. I don't care who they were, against some jobbers. American Alpha wins. A lot of Gable chants. And I'm talking about they were chanting Gable, Gable, doing that chant. So it was pretty good stuff. Good to see American Alpha win. They should have won. Dash and Dawson come out at ringside staring at American Alpha in the ring. So I'm sure we're going to see a rematch at TakeOver. It'll probably be a gimmick match. Probably 2 out of 3 falls or something like that. The revival against American Alpha, I expect to take place on June 8th at TakeOver. Up next, we had a Nakamura interview. It was pretty damn funny and pretty epic. It was very short, but it was damn good. Up next, Alex Riley up against Nakamura. And this is probably Alex Riley's last ever appearance on WWE TV. I don't expect to see him again on NXT because he got released last Friday. So Alex Riley against Nakamura. Nakamura looked great. The crowd, Full Sail. This was his first ever appearance in Full Sail Wrestling. Full Sail loved Nakamura. Cheered him like crazy. He was super over. Super popped. The crowd popped hard for him. It was great. Nakamura looked great. He gets a victory. Of course he did. Won. Up next, we had Austin Aries backstage in William Regal's office talking to him. And then Blake and Murphy interrupt. They come out, interrupt. Aries talking to Regal. They interrupt it. And then Aries cuts him off and says, why didn't you at least bring Alexa Bliss with you? And then eventually she did show up. But it was pretty good. And then Regal made a tag match for next week. He told Austin Aries he has to get a partner versus Blake and Murphy next week. Up next, we had Alexa Bliss, NXT Women's action. Alexa Bliss went up against Rachel Ellering. Who is Rachel Ellering? She is the daughter of the legendary Road Warriors manager, Paul Ellering. That's who Rachel Ellering is. Second generation wrestler. As I said, the daughter of Paul Ellering, famous manager from the Road Warriors Legion of Doom. So Rachel Ellering, she looked pretty good in the stuff she did. I hope to see more of her in NXT. Alexa Bliss gets a victory with the Sparkle Splash. Up next, we had Bayley in a backstage interview. Bayley talking about she wants to get a rematch against Asuka to get her title back. She's been training really hard and she thinks she can defeat Asuka at TakeOver. or at the next takeover, or whenever she wants and gets her next rematch. And then interrupts Nia Jax. Interrupts, says, Bayley, you lost to Asuka. Why do you think you should get another title shot? And why do you think you can beat her? You can't. And then Bayley brings up, well, I made you tap out, and I defeated you at NXT TakeOver London. I made you tap out. That was pretty damn good. That was funny stuff. And says, well, you would tap again. And Bayley says to Nia Jax, if we win at one-on-one again, you would tap again. And next week, it's Nia Jax versus Bayley again. For, I don't know, maybe a third time or something. Second time, I don't know. Up next, after the Bayley, Nia Jax backstage segment, we had Finn Balor. The main event was up next. Finn Balor against Elias Sampson. This was okay. No doubt about it, Finn Balor was going to win. If you thought he wasn't going to win, you are pretty damn stupid. Finn Balor wins. He looked good in winning. After the match, he gets on the microphone and calls out the champion, Samoa Joe. He says, get out here, Joe. I want a rematch. I want my rematch. And he brings up how Finn Balor is NXT. NXT's his home. He wants his rematch. Then Samoa Joe's music hits. The champ comes out. Samoa Joe is the champ. Very happy for the guy. I'm a big fan of his. I followed his career when he started in TNA. Then I followed his career. I bought some best of videos, DVDs of Best of Samoa Joe in Ring of Honor. I saw his work as Ring of Honor World Champion. It was very good, and his work in TNA was also very good. So, big fan of Samoa Joe going back at least 10 years. Or longer than that, because he started in Ring of Honor in 2002. So, Samoa Joe comes out, and then William Regal, the general manager, comes out, interrupts them both, and says, stop this, I'm not going to have a brawl, I'm not going to have a fight, I'm not going to have you guys out of control again. And William Regal's standing on the ring apron, he says, June 8th, right here at Full Sail, NXT TakeOver. Samoa Joe, you will defend the NXT Championship against Finn Balor on June 8th. Crowd pops. Crowd loves that. Samoa Joe is pissed. He's on the outside screaming. Finn Balor doesn't deserve it. He doesn't deserve another title shot. He can start at the back of the line, at the bottom of the line, or in the back of the line. And Finn Balor's in the ring yelling at Joe, I am the front of the line. I am the line. That was pretty funny. And then Joe turns his head for a minute. Finn Balor does a swanton dive over the top rope. Swanton, I don't know what else you call it. Front flip, somersault, whatever you want to call it. I call it a swanton. He does a swanton over the top, takes out Samoa Joe, and that ends this week's episode of NXT. As I said, it was okay. It wasn't the best. It wasn't the worst. The matches, if you didn't watch it and you want to, I say watch Finn Balor, Samson, the main event, and watch American Alpha, and watch the women's match. Or, don't watch American Alpha. Well, if you're a fan of American Alpha, watch them. But you don't have to, because they just defeat jobbers and job guys. Watch Nakamura, Alex Riley, and watch the women's match, and watch the main event. That's what I would do if I were you. So that is all I gotta say. This is my review for NXT May 11th, 2016. Hope you enjoyed my NXT review. Maybe I'll do another next week. I don't know. But I'll probably do another NXT TV review the week the last episode before NXT TakeOver on June 8th. I don't know what day June 8th is. I have no clue. But whatever. Last NXT TV I will review before the next TakeOver, that is for sure. I also do a predictions on NXT TakeOver for June 8th, and I'll be doing a review on that TakeOver also. Hope you enjoyed my video. Follow me on Twitter at TNA WWE Guy, also at NXT WWE Guy. Bye for now, everybody.